Welcome to the Empower Your Fitness Empire YouTube channel. Online fitness client fulfillment and retention. What's up, guys? Of course, some of you guys may know my name is Harry King Holmes, and I help personal trainers that are burnt out with one-to-one personal training transition their business online, all right, and enroll high-paying clients every single month, all right? If you're a personal trainer, you're exhausted, right, from training clients one-on-one, you're looking to transition online, but you're having a hard time mapping out what an effective online coaching program looks like that will actually get clients results. This is definitely for you. So during this training, okay, we're going to compare, when it comes to fulfillment, we're going to compare like the right, and listen, just to be clear, all right, just to be clear, guys, this is high ticket coaching, meaning that the clients that you enroll, you're going to be charging $1,000 or $3,000 or even more. All right. So if you're charging that much, right, you have to make sure that, of course, the offer is good, but also the deliverables inside of the fulfillment is good, right? So ain't no point in charging high ticket just because, you know, you want to charge your worth, right? You have to be able to prove your worth once you enroll those clients too. All right. So yes, on a marketing standpoint, you have to be able to properly communicate and articulate your value and your worth, but also once you enroll them, you have to consistently do that as well. Okay. So this is what we're talking about. All right. Now, and so listen, guys. All right. So I'm going to, and listen, at the end, this is what I'm going to do, right? You'll be able to make a decision which business model fits your mission and your lifestyle. All right. The desired lifestyle that you want. All right. Because I think it should be a combination of both, right? What will be beneficial for as solo entrepreneurs, right? Like we're small businesses, right? We have like the option to run businesses online, right? But first we got to make sure that the business can still continue to grow this year, next year, the year after that, year after that. Of course, you'll have a maintenance year, right? But for the most part, you want to make sure that the business continues to grow. And the business can't continue to grow if it's only based on your desired lifestyle. It has to also be based on the clients, the customers, okay? And making sure that they are getting the things that they want to get when they enroll into your program, okay? So I'm going to break this down in 4 deliverables. I'm going to break it down right here on this whiteboard. I'm going to break it down in 4 deliverables. But before we get there, guys, all right, there are 3 key objectives to fulfill and retain clients online. All right. So as we talk about like all 4 of these deliverables, I want you to write these 3 key objectives down when we're mapping out the deliverable, and I'm breaking these deliverables down for you. All right. So results, of course, create an amazing experience. Okay. And proximity. Those 3 things right there. All right. Results, creating an amazing experience, and proximity. All right. So when we're training clients in person, all right, the one thing that is the objective when you're training this client in person, right, is results, right? So as you're training them, you want to push them to their limits, right? When they say they think they can't do anymore, you push them and say you can, right? Because this person paid you money, so you want to make sure that they get results, all right? And yes, you want to do the same thing when it comes to online coaching, but the approach is a lot different. Okay? And I'm going to break down that approach, all right? But with online, it's not just the results that people are signing up with you for. Yes, they're signing up for the results, but they're also signing up to get an amazing experience, right? And proximity, okay? This is why, like, the content that you put out, you need to share your perspectives and share your opinions, right? And get behind the camera, allow people to, see your personality, right? Allow people to see like your thought leadership, right? Because that's close proximity, right? So they are considering that as well when they are paying you more money. So these are all like psychological triggers that people, consider when they are paying for high ticket for stuff. Like, yes, they're paying to get the result, get it, to sustain it, long term. And all of those things are good, right? But with online, you also want to consider those 2 things as well: creating an amazing experience and proximity. Okay. So now let's talk about the actual deliverables. The first thing I'm gonna talk about, right, is accountability. And here's the thing. Accountability looks different when we're talking about online coaching. It looks a lot different when we have an online high-ticket program versus the accountability when we talk about in-person training. The accountability with in-person training, when a person comes to the gym, they know that they're meeting you there, right? Accountability. A little bit, right? Whole different conversation, right? But they like, okay, I know that I'm meeting my personal trainer there when I go to meet her at the gym or when I go to meet him at the gym. I know when I get there, they're going to be there, right? As an online coach, we can provide the client, what we provide the client, is it has to be more valuable to them in their eyes compared to in-person training. Right. So when we talk about, matter of fact, I'm gonna just create like a little chart for this. Don't try to laugh at my chart. All right. So we got personal training right here. All right. So depending on, how your business model was set up, for the most part, personal training sessions are anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour, right? Anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. And when they meet you at this gym, you're going to give them 100% of your effort. And they're going to give everything they got, right? All up in here, right? You there with them, you pushing them, right? By the time that session is over with, right? Like, they like, trainer, you kick my butt. Trainer, you kick my ass. All right? So that's what we got, all right? Now, on the other side, we also have things like nutrition. Excuse me. We also have things like nutrition. We also have things like movement. We also have things like sleep, right? We also have things like mindset. Okay. A whole lot of other stuff too. All right. Workouts on their own. Let's say cardio, right? Workouts on their own. So it's all these other things that in order for a person to, be fit and start getting in shape, these are the things that they have to do. But as a personal trainer, yeah, you give them information on nutrition. You give them information on movement. You give them information on sleep. You give them information, maybe you do, maybe you don't, on mindset. You give them information on cardio. But how in the hell do we know that they're doing this? Right? So a personal training session can take an hour. These things right here, they have to be aware of these things from when they wake up to when they go to sleep, right? Aware of these things from when they wake up to go to sleep. They're not just eating one time. They're eating, depending on, right, how many times they eat 3 to 5 times a day, right? They got to move, because if they just come to your personal training session and then for the rest of the day, they sit down. If they have a job where they're sitting down all day for 8 to 10 hours, and then they come home and sit down all evening, and then all the entire weekend they sitting down, right? Who cares about this? Sleep, if the sleep is fucked up, right? Who cares about this? If their mindset is fucked up, right? Who cares about this, right? If they're not working out on their own and doing something that's, fun or sustainable they can do on their own as far as cardio and other workouts, who cares about any of this? So as personal trainers, when we talk about like valuable for the actual client, for the customer, if we, right, cut back on this a little bit, because let's be honest. How many of your clients, the way that you train your clients in person, right, after your clients are done training with you, are they still going to go to the gym and train the way that you trained them at the gym by themselves? No. Let's be honest, right? Maybe if you got 20 clients, maybe you may have 2 of them that like decided to go all in on it. They become like, they want to get their certification, or like they become like a fitness influencer or something like that, right? Maybe so. But for the most part, if you got 20 clients, 18 of them, when they stop training with you, they're not going to go to the gym by themselves and train in the way that you trained them. They just not. They ain't us, right? They not gym rats like us, all right? And it's okay. So what I'm trying to do is try to introduce you to a different perspective and a different mindset around coaching and training your clients. Your clients, not you, but your clients. All right. And as far as like what's actually sustainable for them and what's real, and not saying that like how we live is not realistic, right? But you up here, hey, right here. All we want, we don't have to get them to be up here. We just want them to get right here. In order for them to drop 25 pounds or 50 pounds, they don't need to eat and train like you for the rest of their life. They need to eat and train like you to look like you and to be like you. But we want them to get closer to where we are. They don't always have to get at the stage of where we're at. We just want them to drop those 20 to 50 pounds or however, whatever the goal is, and sustain it. They don't need to train like bodybuilders to do that. So what we can do as online coaches, right? Instead of personal training, right? We can have them work out. We can have them work out 30 minutes, 45 minutes, right? Something that they can actually do long term, right? And have them just be like, okay with this. Not like how you are, but it's okay. But let's really highlight this part. Let's really highlight the nutrition. Let's really highlight the movement. Let's really highlight, the mindset, the cardio, the sleep. Let's really highlight these things and hold them accountable every single day. Also hold them accountable for the workouts that they have to do as well. So you tell me, is 23 hours more valuable than the 1 hour of personal training, and they can actually sustain it long term? This is how we do accountability with online coaching. All right. And yes, this will be more valuable to the client when done correctly. When you have accountability as a deliverable inside of your high ticket online coaching offer, and when you actually deliver it the right way. Okay. And the good thing about this is if you got 20 clients, holding them accountable will take an hour or 2 hours a day, versus if you got 20 clients, it's going to take you 20 hours to train 20 clients one-on-one in one day. So just because it don't take you that long to actually deliver it, it's what are we actually delivering on? Like, what are we focusing on? We are focusing on the things that they have to be aware of when they wake up, in the afternoon, in the evening, and when they go to sleep. Those are the things that we're going to hold them accountable on, right? Not every week, every day. Not bi-weekly, every day. Okay? And that's how you can ditch that. And the good thing about this too, it saves the client time because they don't have to come to meet you at a gym, right? Okay? It's convenient for them because they can do these things. It's right there on their cell phone. They can communicate with their coach right there on their cell phone, right? And on their laptop, Zoom calls, we'll talk about that in a second, right? So it's convenient, it benefits the customer, and it benefits the business. So we want to find a thin line between those two, right? Not just where it benefits you and your lifestyle, right? Or not just when it benefits, because if it only, just like personal training, if it only benefits the client, you're going to earn out. So how can we find an even kill, right? And benefits both. Okay. All right. And when you have this type of business model and this type of deliverable, when you work backwards like that, right? Because of course your content has to support the actual fulfillment that you have with your clients. You can start attracting more clients that would love to do this and also want to learn self accountability. So we got accountability, and then we got coaching. And here's the thing, right? When you're coaching somebody, you are creating better decision makers for their health and fitness. That's what you're doing. When you are coaching your clients and you are no longer training like these clients in person, right? You are helping them become better decision makers for their health and fitness. You're helping your clients navigate through their health and fitness journey. Keyword, journey. All right. So we talk about retention too, right? So look, like we recommend all of our clients charge $1,000, $3,000 when they first start working with us. And that's like a 2 or 3 month program, right? So what you have to do in the beginning, and you have to set these expectations, right? Set the expectations when they enroll and let them know that this is a journey. And what you want to do is pay attention to the progress that they've made within the 2 or 3 months, but also the progress that they need to continue to make right afterwards. Okay. Now, some places, as far as like how to, actually deliver this inside of your program, number of ways. So you can do this in a group coaching, right? And group coaching I like group coaching a lot. And we'll talk about like the third one. I like group coaching a lot, right? Because if you're on a call with 20 clients, 30 clients, whatever the case may be, right? And you have a niche and everybody that's on that call is, that fits the niche. For example, if you help all, corporate women in corporate that are over 40, right? Reduce the symptom of menopause. Every last one of these ladies are over 40, working in corporate and going through menopause, right? So if somebody asks a question, you can help them, you can coach them through that question, right? Through whatever it is that they're going through, because 9 times out of 10, there's other ladies on that call going through the same thing. It's just one of them were brave enough to ask the question, right? So you just answer one client question, but you probably answer like 15 of them right there on that call, right? You could do this in a paid Facebook group too, right? Like what we did in the Queen's Project is like, we'll shoot somebody ask a question, I'll shoot a video and I'll post it right there, in the comments, whatever question that they ask, and I'll tag them in it. So that's another way to do it. One-on-one coaching calls, of course, you just want to make sure, right? Of course, we're helping our clients with their, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Of course, we're coaching them through those things. It's just that you want to make sure that you have a framework of how you navigate your coaching call, because you don't want clients to turn coaching calls into therapy sessions. All right. So you want to be careful about that. Okay. Semi-private calls, of course, habit coaching inside of TrainerWise. So that's really good. TrainerWise has a habit coaching option inside of there, which is really good. So like how you can use that is when you're on coaching calls, and say a client needs to focus more on their sleep. You can create, a habit for their sleep inside of there, right? And attach it to their calendar inside of TrainerWise. Really good. Like I said, sending voice notes, videos to clients via TrainerWise. You can do it through Slack, Boxer, different ways. That's different ways on how to actually coach your clients inside of your coaching program, your online coaching program. So, number 2 and number 3 are somewhat connected, but number 3 is community. And you could probably Google this, but the number one reason why women stay inside of a fitness program, right? Like after the initial program, say for example, if it's a 30-day program or a 2-month program, 3-month program, whatever the case may be, the number one reason why they stay inside of the program is because of community, right? So building a community alone, it's going to help with your retention. Just building a community alone. All right. And the reason why I said that is because the reason why, like, you guys hear me say it over and over and over and over, the number one thing that you want to do before you even get to any of this part is make sure that you have a niche, you have a clear niche, and you have a really good offer. This is why having a niche is very important. Like I was saying on group coaching calls, right? If your niche is helping women in corporate over 40, right, reduce the symptoms of menopause and, lose 25 pounds plus, right? Everybody in your community fits that description. They all fit that avatar. You know what else they gonna do? Right? They gonna hold each other accountable too. They gonna hold each other accountable too, guys. All right? Those ladies inside of your program are also gonna hold each other accountable. All right? So yes, building a community is very, 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 very key when we talk about client. Because listen, when we talk about getting them to the result that they want, right? If they stay longer in the program, they get better results. All right. And when they stay longer in the program and they get better results, your retention, your monthly recurring revenue is increasing as well. Right. So the community part is very, very important. All right. And some ways where you can, fulfill as far as like community inside of your high ticket online coaching program, paid Facebook group, of course, like I was saying before, group calls is good. And like, be creative, right? Be creative, but at the same time, how is this going to be beneficial for the client? So for example, one of my clients, her name is Gina. All right. She's a online fitness coach, and she helped, women with weight loss. She first started off as an in-person trainer. Now she didn't do in-person no more. She just do all online. Right. And before she starts her weekly group call with her clients, they have I think she said it's like a 5 or 10 minute meditation session in the beginning before the call starts. Right. So all of these ladies are on Zoom, right? And they're all just meditating. I'm not sure if she puts on meditation music or whatever the case may be, but whatever her method is around meditation, she have all of her ladies do this on a group call before they get into the training or the Q&A or whatever the case, whatever the group call is. Right. So that community is also increasing the experience inside of your program. Because keep in mind, what we're talking about results, creating an awesome experience, and proximity, right? So accountability, really good for results, right? Really good for results. All right. Coaching, proximity, results, of course, right? Community, all right. Results, all right. Proximity, because they have close proximity to the other ladies as well, right? The other ladies could be all over the world, all over the country, right? Yes, people pay for proximity, not just to you, but to other people that are like them. When we feel a lot more comfortable and we feel welcomed, right? It gives us a peace of mind. Think of the number of things that you pay just for peace of mind. The number of insurances that we pay every single month only for a peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? So yes, proximity is important because it gives your community, everybody in your community, a peace of mind. Valuable to the customer. All right, valuable to the customer. Okay. Another thing you can do outside of group calls, I have a group text. I know inside of Train Rise they have a group message type of scenario. You can do group workshops, right? If you can do it. You can do a hybrid type of scenario, right? Where maybe once a quarter, all of you guys meet up and do a workshop, or if it's once a quarter and it's through Zoom, right? And you do a workshop. Okay. Challenges, you can do challenges inside of your program, right? So it's a number of things that you can do to create a really good experience when it comes to community. Now, last one is, hopefully y'all can see this. So last one is curriculum. All right. So last one is curriculum, guys. All right. And this is what you want to do, guys. You want to teach all of your clients your methods and your frameworks. So it's a difference between teaching and coaching is not the same thing. All right. Teaching and coaching is not like right now I'm teaching you guys, maybe every now and then, I'll throw a little bit of, like changing your perspective a little bit, right? We consider that coaching a little bit, but for the most part, I'm teaching you. For the most part, that's what I'm doing. I'm teaching you my framework. I'm teaching you my method. And right, this is also documented in my curriculum. I'm just kind of teaching it to you right now. Right now, also, what's the difference? So that I'm teaching you the method or teaching you the framework. So the difference, right, is you understanding what it is, what my framework is, what my method is, right? What your framework is when it comes to mindset. What is your framework when it comes to nutrition? We all have different beliefs when it comes to these things. Spirituality. What is your framework when it comes to including God in your fitness journey, in your weight loss journey, right? So you have all of these different frameworks and all of these different methods that I believe that you should be teaching to your clients, right? So when you teach them the method, right, now they have the information and now you got to coach them, because what you don't want to do is for them to take your method, right, and then try to mix it with somebody else's method. What is that? That's a bad decision for their health and fitness. So as a coach, you have to continue to coach them through these different decisions, right? Through these different thoughts and these different actions or lack thereof, to make sure that they stay on task and they stay on top of what you're teaching them so that they can get to the end. The whole goal is for them to do this long term and teach it to their kids. Do this long term and teach it to their sister. Do it long term and teach it to their aunties or their grandma, right? That's the whole point of this. We're doing this to break health generational curses. That's what the fuck we doing it for. All right. So yes, the teaching is important, but I don't want y'all to get it on I don't want y'all to get twisted. Like teaching and coaching is not the same thing. I can go to, I can go to a gym and teach all of the trainers, right? Like my method as far as, selling, right? As far as selling, right? Or my method as far as, creating content for social media, right? But that's just one day. They're going to come across roadblocks. Shit's going to happen in life, right? They can come across distractions. Maybe they don't have the skill set of trying to determine if it's a distraction or opportunity. These are all things that coaching provides, right? To help people actually get to the end of the actual, process. Go through the process and actually get to the end of it so they can get the result, they can get the goal. So coaching and training, coaching and teaching is not the same thing. All right. Because listen, there's a lot of information out there, but this will allow your clients to focus on this one thing long term. That's what you want. You don't want them mixing different stuff, right? Because that's not a good decision. All right. And you want them to indoctrinate your methods, right? So when they have the curriculum, you're teaching them the method, right? You're teaching them the process. Inside of the community, you're doing the same thing. On the coaching, you're doing the same thing. And in accountability, you just holding them accountable for the things that you're teaching them. It all comes together, guys. It all comes together, okay? And different platforms as far as your curriculum. One thing that we use for ours and we recommend for all of our clients as well, like we, give them like a template, for them to use for their curriculum, ClickFunnels. All right. A couple of my clients also use Kajabi as well, right? I mean, other than ClickFunnels, so you can use Kajabi. There's a couple other ones that's out there as well. I've also seen some people like just shoot the curriculum on like a YouTube or a Vimeo, then put the videos inside of their paid Facebook group, right? And add it as a feature inside of their Facebook group so they can go through the curriculum like that in a Facebook group. Couple of different ways you can do it, right? A couple of different ways you can do it, okay? But yes, like this is very, very important. And what this is going to do, this is going to create a really good experience for your customers. For all of your high ticket clients, are going to create a really good experience for them, okay? Because like I said, results, create an amazing experience, and proximity. Those are three things that we want to focus on when we're looking at all four of these deliverables. All four of these deliverables, we want to consider all three. Of course, if you do have some more questions and you want to see how you can work with me and my team, just DM me the word online, all right? And we can talk, maybe give you a demonstration and a fitness business audit, okay? Like I said, listen, if you like what you hear, all right, you like what you hear, okay, and you think that this will benefit another fitness professional, go ahead and share this video, and I will see you in the next one.